Aloha.
Shout out Pearl Harbor, by the way. Whoop, whoop. Hello and welcome. We're back from theballerlifestyle.com. It's the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Brian Beckner. Thank you very much for joining us. Episode number 586 of the show. We appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to contribute, you can do so via the email address mailbag@theballerlifestyle.com. You can also leave us a voicemail. Love to hear from you there. 949-464 TBLS 8257 is the number to call. Love to hear from you. Additionally, we would love it if you subscribed. You know, we do extra every week just for the subscribers. The ribald, the more crass content tends to go up there. Like, what well-known Hollywood character actor got drummed out of the business for refusing to kiss? Kissing is very intimate, so I could see that. What and the Senate? There's some senators that want to outlaw congressional stock betting, and there's a lot of Congress and Congress people and senators up in arms over that. We'll discuss it. Well, I got political on the on this week's The Bachelor Lifestyle with our dear friend Jason Stewart. You should check out that show. I do another show just about The Bachelor, which is dog shit this season. They've announced that it's changing into a real world road rules challenge style competition show, and yet that hasn't happened. They keep saying, oh, we're going to be competing for $500,000. They never start doing it. Anyway, you can check that out. The Bachelor Lifestyle is the name of that one. I am joined here. This is the Baller Lifestyle. I am joined here, as always, by my good buddy wearing a Beastie Boys shirt, the great Mr. Ed Daly. Ed, how you doing, buddy?
I'm in constant pain right now.
No.
Bike related.
Is it your prostate? You got to get that special seat, buddy. I know you don't wear the padded pants. You just wear your basketball shorts out there, but you got to wear the padded pants. You got to do the thing that protects your urethra, dude. You're crushing your urethra out there on the Cannondale.
So
it's true.
I'm a conscientious rider. I was going around a blind turn.
Oh, no.
I slow it down to like 3-4 miles an hour. Because I don't want to plow into like some 85-year-old lady. I don't know.
You got one of those little computers on your bike, or you use the phone? Phone. It's like, gives you like the mileage and stuff. Yeah.
But I ride the brakes into like a blind turn. I'm not gonna like plow into people.
Yeah.
Even though, as a society, we should stay to the right, and then everybody's fine.
Always stay to the right, but people don't stay to the right.
But we're in a broken society right now.
We are. This isn't fucking Europe. We stay to the right here.
So we stay to the right. I'm going slow around the curve. A guy on not like a Lime scooter, on one of those like high-powered scooters is going, I don't know, 25, 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
He's to his left and fucking smashes into me.
No.
Like fell over everything. And the point of impact must have been my big toe.
Oh.
I've never broken a bone in my life. I played football and never broke a bone in my life. Never.
Uh-huh.
And this toe is like purple and black. And like, as Jerry Seinfeld would say, this is the captain of the toes.
Yeah. It's the main one.
Toe.
Takes all the, you need that to walk.
You can't do anything.
Yeah.
And it's just throbbing right now. You know.
You're gonna be fucked for a while.
When you're a man, there should only be one thing that's throbbing on you,
that's
and
right.
it's It's not the fucking big toe. I'm
Big
just
old
like
cock.
I'm in pain right
Big
now.
healthy cock should be throbbing.
But like I can't do anything, and people are like, you gonna go to the doctor? I'm like, I can look down and diagnose it, but like they don't put a little mini cast on it. No. What am I going on crutches? No, but like I'm just gonna be limping for like weeks.
Yeah. But broken toes are usually dislocated toes because the bones are so small. You know, it's hard to break those little short bones, but same difference. You know, it's the same. Your toe is fucked up for a while till it heals. I'll just tell you that about 2 months ago, I was walking down the stairs at my old place and I was like full on just like comic idiot. No one was home except me. I'm walking downstairs. I turn on the landing and I bang my knee off of the railing and I buckled. I fell and I'm like on the landing and my big toe, I was barefoot, my big toe caught in the carpet and bent completely under the rest of my foot while I fell to the ground. And I was in so much pain and I was writhing in pain that I just started laughing at myself because I'm like, what a pussy. How does this hurt so bad? But I will say that was like 2 months ago and the joint of my big toe is still fucked up from that. So you got a long recovery.
Yeah.
You got to ice that bitch. You been icing that bitch?
Yeah, but it's really hard to ice your foot unless you strap it because my toes are pointing upward. So I can't like elevate and put a bag of ice and then I'll whatever. Nobody needs to hear more, but I'm just
get you an ice bucket. Yeah. Do the ice bucket challenge with your foot.
For my foot. Yeah. But it hurts right now. Like thinking about it, it hurts.
Yeah. That is so fucked up. I'm sorry.
How was your weekend?
Oh, I spent the weekend in San Francisco. You know how like there's a lot of white men that are scared of cities. They're like, oh, you can't go to cities. Cities are gonna get you.
I saw some politician talking about New York City. They're like, I've never been more afraid for my life. Like, if you're in Manhattan, it's like Disneyland. Like, there's nothing. Like, I can't even comprehend where you'd be afraid.
Yeah, I was in the Mission in San Francisco, which is like I think considered like sort of like a little bit more rough and tumble area.
I've been there.
It was so nice, dude. It's such a fucking beautiful, just amazing city. Now, I did yesterday while I was walking to the train to come home.
It's an unlivable city because it's so expensive.
It is. That is the reason. That is the thing. Because it's
not unlivable because of crime. It's expensive.
I was like, I was staying at Airbnb. I was in like some lady's back house, and I was like, man, I would fucking love to live in this house. And I was like, this house is $3 million. Like, what am I talking? I could never live in this house.
Crazy expensive there.
Yeah, it is. It is such a beautiful city. I did see somebody yesterday injecting heroin, and I did see another guy punching himself in the face. But
that's just local color.
That's just what happens. Yes, you see, you congregate a bunch of people around each other. You're gonna see that, and people are like, "Oh, San Francisco's gotten so bad." I'm like, it's the same. It's the same as it ever was.
There's two words that can combat every argument: per capita. Per capita.
That's right. People have a hard time with that.
Just like people don't understand per capita.
There's more people.
A lot of people there. There's a lot of people there. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that happens.
You see more shit where there are more people.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay. Oh, and I went and saw, and you'll love this. I went and saw Dead and Company. Which is
my favorite.
I know. I saw
so
Dead and Company.
You just saw one song, song that just never ends.
I was there, and they were playing the song "Broke Down Palace," and it was fucking amazing. It was so good. It's John Mayer, right? Because John Mayer does the Jerry Garcia portion of the show, right?
I was thinking it's the movie where they get caught with drugs in Thailand, Broke Down Palace.
That's probably where they got the name. So they're doing Broke Down Palace, and I'm sitting there, I'm grooving to it. And I was like so into it. And I kind of looked around to people around me, and I was like, and they were still playing. I go, guys, remember like 25 minutes when they started playing Broke Down Palace? And everyone's like, yeah. And I go, they're still playing it. It's playing right now. They're still playing Broke Down Palace up there.
I like that they're living up to exactly my expectations of a Dead & Co.
Totally. Yes. Concert. It's amazing. Sturgill Simpson was there. Billy Strings. It was fucking so great. But, Ed, I believe this quote is attributed to the great Mark Twain, but I'm not sure. It's like everything that gets attributed to Abraham Lincoln. It's like maybe not.
Twain had some good ones though.
He was like, that's why I like.
He's the guy.
Yeah, that's why I compare Bill Burr to Mark Twain. Bill Burr is like our Mark Twain. You know, he's like an everyman.
He's a truth teller.
He's just like, this is actually what's happening. But I think Mark Twain is credited for saying that the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. Ed, I was so fucking cold in Golden Gate Park. The fog rolled in. I had 2 sweatshirts on, and I was shivering with 2 hoodies on. And then, in August, it's summer. And then I got in an Uber. Oh, I also rode in a Waymo. You know what? You don't have Waymos in New York City.
These are self-drivers, right?
Yes.
I've never been.
I rode in one, and I got in it, and 2 seconds into the ride, it's just like a regular Uber. You're like, oh, there's just no one talking to me. There's no one asking me where I'm from or anything. And it's like somebody was parallel parking, right? So it stops and the car goes to parallel park, and it doesn't wait till it fully parallel parks. It just does what you would do when it was driving. As it starts backing into parallel park, it just goes around it. It's so weird. It's so fucked up. So people give me dirty looks when I was in the Waymo. I didn't care. It was fucking awesome. I froze my dick off. It was great.
So I still maintain that I'm not afraid of San Francisco.
Yeah.
But the last time I was there, maybe about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Long time.
Sure. Yeah.
I got a gypsy cab. I'm fairly confident this guy had dipped the floor mats in ether because we were going like 75 over the hills. Like it was crazy.
Yes.
He was out of his fucking gourd. And like once I survived the trip, I was like, that was pretty awesome. But it was terrifying.
Oh, yeah, it's terrifying. That reminds me, Ed. So I book an Uber to try to get out of the show. And they make you like hoof it. I did on Saturday, I did like 18,000 steps. I walked so much.
Yeah.
I had to hoof it up a hill to get to the Uber. I like jumped the gun. I ran out ahead of everybody. I'm like, I'm going to beat everybody this Uber. I call an Uber. Okay. It's a female driver, Britttttini, if you're listening right now, Britttini, Britttttini from San Francisco in your Mitsubishi Outlander, one of those cars. You shouldn't be allowed to Uber in a car that no one can recognize, first of all, but I recognized it. I go, oh, there's Britttttini. I checked the license plate, and she goes to drive past me, Ed. And I go, Britttttini. She fucking cancels the ride and just keeps on driving.
Oh, man, I hate that.
She got one look at me. I got discriminated against for being a sexy middle-aged dad. She didn't want any sexy middle-aged mustachioed dads in her backseat.
Too much dad for her. She couldn't handle
She fucking took one look at me.
She couldn't handle your musk. It was probably she could sense your musk.
She saw the 2 sweatshirts. She's got that. She's like, that guy's got too many sweatshirts on. He's not getting in this car. And she fucking disappeared into the ether, into the San Francisco fog. So Britttttini, I got a problem with you. Okay. Ed,
for shame.
For shame on Britttttini. Let's talk about people who died. Just tell us who was dead now.
It's a sad segment, very sad. And it will not be an update on who's alive. Nope. Let's get a tragic update. Cause Ed Daly has been keeping up on who just died. Cause we're about to hear from Ed on which celebrities are dead. So tell me who died.
Speaking of not dead, let's wish a happy birthday to my buddy Brad in New York. It was his birthday a couple days ago. Guy's a great guy.
Birthday,
and he's a genius song maker on the show. Happy birthday, Brad. You're a good dude. Ed, who died?
If you are a paying subscriber to the show, you heard this get broken during the show last year.
That's right.
Ryne Sandberg died during last week's show, 65 years old.
Yeah.
Cancer? He was on the fade for a couple years.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Like I think it was cancer. Like people were talking about him like he didn't look good, you know.
He was like that second baseman that could hit. This is how stupid baseball. They used to see, everyone's like, analytics. Here's what analytics means. They don't let ex-players run teams anymore because they used to let ex-players
Going
run
with
teams.
their gut. Going with their gut.
They go, oh, you don't need a second baseman that can hit. You got to be good
Right.
at fielding. Get a guy. No, who cares if he can hit?
I want this guy to be able to do flips.
Yeah,
flips.
If he can do flips, he can play second base. We need a
Right.
second baseman that can field. Who gives a shit if he can hit? Now we know everybody needs to be able to hit. That's all we care about is
Yes.
if they can hit. And Ryne Sandberg, he was that second baseman that could hit. And they used to say stupid shit like this. Well, that's just bonus. That's just bonus. You got a second baseman that can hit? That's bonus. You got a catcher that can hit? Bonus. Ryne Sandberg, second baseman, he had 40 home runs.
My guy Cal
another
Ripken was the only big dude to play shortstop. And then they're like, hey, actually, everybody could play shortstop.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be tiny dudes.
Now every shortstop's Corey Seager, who's 6'4". You know, it's like, oh, no, only tiny guys play shortstop. Get the fuck out of here. Every fucking guy on the field is huge now. Duh.
Yeah.
And they can all hit. Ryne Sandberg, that guy can hit. He played second baseman or second base. He hit 40 home runs. He was a bad motherfucker. I was a Dodger fan, so it kind of pissed me off a lot of times. But and also that name, Ryne. Are we?
Yeah.
Can we determine whether or not he's Mormon? Because he has a weird name and a lot of kids.
Like it's a mistake.
Yeah.
Like someone at the hospital just like didn't know how to spell. You're like, his name is Ryne Sandberg.
Like Anthony Hardaway.
Yeah.
Or
one of those.
Dwayne Wade. You know, it's just Antoine Jameson. That one.
Yeah.
Also.
Antoine. R.I.P. Paul Mario, original Iron Maiden singer, 69 years old.
This was news to me because the other Paul Diano was the other original Iron Maiden singer. I didn't know there was because everybody knows Bruce Dickinson with his operatic voice. Run to hills, run for your life. Like he sings like that. I basically did it exactly. But there was a dude before him called Paul Diano that died a couple of years ago. I didn't know there was a dude before Paul Diano, Paul Mario.
Yeah. You know what's next? It's going to be Paul Luigi. We're just Diano, Mario. We're getting there. It's going to be Paul Luigi.
British guys.
Apparently, it was a trio of singers. High-tie Brits.
Paul Harpo. Zeppo.
R.I.P. Aeon Abutbol. Dark Knight actor, 60 years old, collapsed on a beach. You would know him. I think it's Dark Knight Rises. It's the one with Bane. He's the guy. Remember when they like crash the plane and break it in half?
Very beginning.
And very beginning. They take the guy out. It's that dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. 60 years old. Yeah. He's kind of like, he looks kind of like Middle Eastern or Colombian. Yes. Like they do that. He's ethnic. You know, they're like, oh, we don't know what he is, but he's a high value someone from somewhere else kind of guy. Yeah.
So that's an amazing definitely, scene. If you saw that movie, you know him. He had like a decent part in that movie, but But maybe, maybe this is his comeuppance for giving the codes to Bane and letting him blow up Heinz Field.
Yeah, that was fucked up too.
Right?
Bane was, and now Bane, he got great power. He was like snorting steroids all the time.
Yeah,
through that. That's what made him so. He's fucking badass, real strong. There's another thing, Ed. I sleep with a fucking Bane mask every night because I got the CPAP. And
do you wake up and you're like, it doesn't matter what I think.
I do. I love the voice. I sound like this, and I don't get steroid power from it. But Ed, I fucking packed my CPAP. I flew to fucking San Francisco, and on the flight, I was like, I don't remember unplugging the power cord to my CPAP, and I'm like, I definitely do not, and I've forgotten it before. I did not have the power cord to my CPAP, so I got there. This was a fuck. Any CPAP havers in the audience?
You have to have it, right?
You have to have it. It's a fucking curse. I need it to live. So I didn't, and I walked to a Best Buy. Bought one. I bought like an power cord, like a universal power cord with like different tips and shit. And I'm like, I got it. I'm cool. Brought it home. Didn't check it or anything. Brought it back to the Airbnb. I went to go to bed, Ed. Shit was not the right one. It didn't plug in. I just fucking choked to death all night long. And luckily I saw that it didn't fit and I ordered one. I Amazoned one. Look, I don't like Amazon. right? I don't like supporting supervillains like Bane or Jeff Bezos and his wife Stitch.
They're essentially the same person.
Same guy. But I fucking need, and the only way I could get it, I already went to Best Buy. You know, what else am I supposed to do?
Right.
Boy, Best Buy. I go, I'm in Best Buy. I'm buying the adapter. And the girl checking me out she's like, are you in the Best Buy family? That
must be a dying family.
The club.
Tree.
And I just looked at her and I go, is anybody? And she goes, no. But I didn't have it. But I Amazoned it. Because I was up there 2 nights. I Amazoned it for the second night. So thank God I was able to sleep like 9 hours the second night, make up my sleep.
First night.
I need a Bane mask to live, or else bad news.
And I'm thankful. I don't know why I didn't put it on the list, but I'm thankful you added her.
Oh yeah.
R.I.P. Lonnie Anderson.
Lonnie Anderson.
Giant breast haver, 79 years old.
So if you're not a child of the 80s,
now
you
I've
won't
been on
understand
record.
Yeah.
I was more Bailey Quarters, but like
she's hotter. Yeah, Bailey Quarters is
but
hotter.
Lonnie Anderson was a certain brand that everybody knew.
In the 80s, if you had large breasts, you were just famous just for having large breasts. Lonnie Anderson, Ann Jillian, Dolly Parton. Like there was just if you had large breasts, you were just known for having those large ass breasts. And it was just like that.
And I get, yes, Dolly was known for it, but like Dolly had like a different,
she's talented. Yeah.
Talented career. Ann Jillian and Lonnie Anderson, they pretty much were for that, like that crazy bleached hair color and big breasts.
Crazy. It was,
but like never like memorable as actors.
No, like what's like Ann Jillian was on It's a Living. Oh, and she was in Mr. Mom, which we reviewed recently here. Great movie.
When she wasn't the bleach blonde in that movie.
She had dark hair.
But you know what she had? Those big cans.
Yeah.
She had them out for Jack.
She was thirsty. She wanted to fuck that married man. He was married to Terry Garr, and she was she was divorced. She was down to fuck. Lonnie Anderson, R.I.P. She had very big breasts. She was on WKRP. Great show. Based in Cincinnati. Let's talk some sports.
My name is Brian. They call me the other guy. I host a podcast show. I'll give hetero life a try. If you see something on my hand, it makes you think I'm not a man. It's just my cool rings, you see. They're as sparkly as can be. I'm my own Troy on DVD.
And I'll also shout out to the great East LA Chicano American band Los Lobos. Ed, I went last night and saw one of my favorite bands is the seminal LA punk band X. And X plays every year at the Orange County Fair. They're a huge draw and they're just local legends. But last night they played with Los Lobos, and Los Lobos opened, and they kind of co-headlined. And these guys are in their fucking 70s, and they're fucking blew me away. I love this band. I love those guys. I appreciated them so much. I was so happy to be in the crowd. Shout out to Los Lobos. Listen to them on Spotify. Support that band.
Yeah, and also when it comes Christmas time, just a few years ago, they released a Christmas album, and there's an awesome Los Lobos song, "Christmas and You," by Los Lobos.
Yes.
So
put that on your Christmas mix.
We hear the same Christmas songs over and over again.
Totally.
Los Lobos came up with a really nice one. That's not White Christmas and like the Jingle Bells.
Let's make it more popular than the Mariah Carey one. She makes $10 million a year off that song. Throw some money at Los Lobos. Great guys.
Forecast is calling for dildos at WNBA games.
I saw this.
A man was arrested for throwing one on the court.
What?
with the
That's
second
arrestable?
one. Yeah, I know. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. We're all having fun. I haven't looked it up. A man
Oh,
was
you
arrested.
have it?
for
It's
throw-
green.
No. I've
Oh.
seen that.
Oh,
But
okay.
was arrested for throwing one on the court during a Valkyrie's dream game. And I want both of us to try to think of. I don't.
I got this.
Wait, so Caitlin Clark, does she play for the Dream?
She's on the Fever. Indiana.
Okay,
Fever.
so I was thinking Indiana Dream, so that's not it.
Okay.
So what city?
I got this.
Valkyries.
I got you.
That's a little too high.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay.
Philadelphia Valkyries. That's a fucking easy one. Philadelphia. And now what's the other one? The Dream?
I mean, who's the owner? Wagner? Who? Valkyries?
Yeah, Rise of the
Fuck out of
Valkyries. Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of weird because it's a Hitler song.
Yes.
That's Hitler's favorite
Hitler
composer.
loved Wagner.
Yeah.
With his like Andrew Luck like long neck beard.
Oh, is that what Wagner looked? I've never seen
Wagner
Wagner.
looked like a piece of shit.
Oh.
You knew he was bad.
Okay, well, it's the Philadelphia Valkyries, and then I'm gonna say the Dream. That's easy. Orlando Dream, Philadelphia. Valkyries.
Sometimes don't they like try to like magic dream? Like sometimes they.
Yeah.
I'm
They
gonna
try to have
say-
similar names. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Houston Valkyries.
Interesting. Houston. It feels like a northern city to me.
I mean, Valkyries, but like Nazi. Maybe is it like Buenos Aires Valkyries? Like they are with Nazis. They love their Nazis.
They do. They got them. They hate them down there.
I'm gonna say San Antonio. Like I'm
San
just trying to go
Antonio.
as
Okay.
south. Like
Yeah.
San Antonio Valkyries versus Chicago Dream. I'm gonna look it up. Right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yep.
Right here.
Okay. Valkyries, Philadelphia. Valkyries.
Atlanta Dream. Golden State Valkyries.
Golden State. There's a Golden State Frisco. Could I have seen this after the dead this weekend? I could have gone to a Valkyries game
You could have caught the dildo
or thrown it.
Yes.
I could. I will say, and look. I'm not advocating for this, but we used to do a segment on the show where we would ask the news person on the show to name like what team. We'd be like the Oilers, and she'd be like, Boston. And it was, to me, it was so fucking funny. Like that was a funny segment because she was always so wrong. Like you figure this information like seeps into your brain a little bit, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like, no, just didn't know at all. So that was kind of
Yeah. That was a funny part.
Yeah.
Tom Brady questions Scotty Scheffler prioritizing family over golf. Why are those mutually exclusive?
Oh, is Tom Brady hot taken with Skip these days?
It sounds it.
Yeah, it's a hot
Scheffler?
take. Like, oh, yeah.
I don't know shit about golf. I know this guy's torching everyone.
Yeah,
And
he
he's
wins every
saying-
week. So how's he
goes, I care
prioritizing his
most
family?
about my family, and that drives Tom Brady nuts because like Tom Brady would be insufferable to hang out with.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
You actually care about your family? So like, if your kid is sick, Scotty Scheffler's like, you know what? Like my kid's in the hospital. I'm skipping this weekend's tournament.
Yeah, I'm playing the John
Tom Brady's like, there's two things I do with kids: open mouth kiss them when they're way too old, and ignore them for the benefit of my career. That's what he's doing. He loves kissing his son on the mouth.
When he kissed it, and he's like, "Hey, give me a kiss," and wasn't he getting massaged by another man?
Yeah,
at
he was
the time?
getting massaged. He's like, no, this time with tongue.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
some more.
Yeah, smooch me. I
Fucking
need to know.
weirdo.
Tom Brady and Scotty Scheffler have differing views on prioritizing family and sport. Brady, 47, wrote in his. Oh my God, Ed. Tom Brady's got a weekly newsletter. Is this
gotta be the worst
Tommy
thing
from
to do.
Dorchester? Where's the Tom Brady newsletter? It's Tuesday already.
I'd rather get a Substack on Mein Kampf than listen to Tom Brady fucking drone on about his
You
bullshit.
know he doesn't write it. Like he's got somebody else writes it for him, and
that
it's probably just
seems like
promoting
something
shit.
he would say, because all we know about Tom Brady is he's a psychopath about his career.
Very, very competitive, yeah. After the golfer said, "Whoa, Ed, this is going to come as a shock to you." Brady, 47, wrote in his weekly newsletter about recent comments made by Scheffler, 29.
We've already looked him up. He's not 29. That's
He's
just
47. They're the same
he
age.
did
They're
a
both
story
47.
on his hair, and
Yeah.
he's not 29.
He looks Middle Eastern.
These are lies.
29.
He's got a full family and no hair. He's not 29. No.
After the golfer said his success in the sport is not a fulfilling life without his wife, Meredith, and son, Bennett. Oh, you mean he said exactly the right thing that is true to a well-adjusted, normal fucking human being? Something we
Wait,
should
he
all
loves his
aspire
kid?
to?
He loves his kid?
Yeah,
Kind
I'm
of
kicking
piece
ass
of-
in golf, and that's fun, but I love my family more than I love winning the fucking Zurich Classic.
Tom Brady was like, the only quote I want to see out of him is, I open mouth kiss Beckett while I'm on the massage table, and I tell them to fuck off while I go golf.
Yeah, he golfs too. Not even professionally. For instance, Brady continued, I think being part of being a great father is being a great example of doing what it takes to take care of your family. They're fine, by the way, Tom. He's taking care of his family.
Yeah.
I chose to do it by playing football. Well, what about when he lost that $47 million in Bitcoin? What was that? Was that?
Yeah.
Because what's her name?
You know what?
Giselle.
When he
What?
lost that money, I bet his son was not forthcoming with the open mouth kiss. That
He's
week.
like,
Dad?
mom says I can't tongue kiss you now. What else, Ed?
Sad story. A
Yeah.
New York City shooting happened. A shooter
Yes.
targeted NFL headquarters because he claimed he had CTE, but because he had CTE, he didn't look up where the NFL headquarters, so he ended up shooting a Blackstone employee instead, which, you know,
Better.
kind
That's
of
better.
shined a light on the people
Win.
that are buying up real estate and driving up all the prices so nobody can own shit in our country.
Yeah,
So
nobody. Yeah.
look, he kind of shone a light on CTE with football
Yeah.
and the evils of Blackstone.
Yeah. Totally. So yes.
He walked through New York City with a machine gun
That's great.
and past cops that must have been
well,
solving cyber crimes on their phones.
No, somebody was selling Lucy's, and they were choking to death a guy selling Lucy's out there.
If you know this about cops, they're always solving cyber
Oh, yeah.
crimes. That's what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Just making sure. And this dude's marching by with a machine gun in Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan.
I saw him. Yeah.
Fucking with a machine gun.
Walking with a gun, rifle,
I
right
think
through the fucking up into the building.
The only slam dunk on this story is he did have CTE.
Yeah, he right did. I haven't read anything about this, but I just assume that they're trying to throw us off the scent. They're like, he was actually after the NFL and not there to murder CEOs, because they don't want people to go out and copycat murder CEOs, which is what they should be doing. There should be a mass
we're
pulling of
overdue
CEOs.
with a Luigi Mangione.
Yeah. Yes. Supposedly, and apparently the Altoona PD made some mistakes in reading Luigi's Miranda rights and searching his bag and stuff. Yes. The guy's just sitting there trying to eat with his manifesto. He's like, oh, let me look over my manifesto.
I get that he'd get noticed at McDonald's, because I've never seen somebody so dreamy eating a Egg McMuffin.
It's gorgeous. I hope he looks okay in the joint. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I hope they're still giving him his special haircut. Okay, let's do some voicemails.
He's so easy to hate. Your time he likes to waste. His calls are far from great. His calls are far from great. He's such a stupid fuck. He seems down on his luck. His voicemails really suck. His voicemails really suck. No one's enjoying him. He's so annoying. Plus, so fucking boring and worthless. But he's got nothing else to do. And he's even worse than Ish.
Miss old
Walter
Ish.
useless shit. He's fat and got big tits.
Ish. Good dude. Fan of us. Let's do some voice mails here.
Hey fellas, what's up?
That's David Bray.
David is all late for work.
For work.
David Bray.
Yeah.
Brian,
Uh-oh.
I just heard you give Ed an awful time because he's an animal.
He is?
The way he takes a shower. Now you and I agreed a long time ago. Night showers are the best.
Yeah, night showers are great. Oh, yeah, we didn't even discuss time of day showering, Ed, and I don't believe I called Ed an animal. I just said that
and by the way,
that's the wrong way to take a shower, which is, it's not.
I estimated
50,
that I was like 50-50.
50.
And then I've been thinking about it in the weeks since. It's probably 60% back, but I do like just the jolt. When I walk into the shower, the first thing I just want to get smashed in the face.
Getting a splash. You know what I've noticed I've been doing, because the place I live at now, the shower faces the mirror. It's so embarrassing. I catch myself just standing there looking at myself in the mirror while I'm taking a shower.
No.
And because I got this ridiculous Jesus tattoo on my chest. And I just sit there and
You're
I'm like,
admiring the tat?
I cannot believe I have a tattoo of Mexican Jesus on my chest, and I cannot stop laughing at it. So I spend a lot of the shower perpendicular to the water, but it was surprising me, Ed, because a lot of people come up to me, because, people come up to me on the street, they're listening to the show, they're like, yo, B, the show, and they go, what are you talking about with your back to the water? I face the water. People are like, I face the water the whole time. What do you don't face the water? I'm like, no, I want my face splashed. And I like a clean asshole, Ed. So I stand this way and let the water, and it comes down the ass. It gets the ass crack nice and clean. And I go in there and clean it as well.
The reason why I'm I shifted it to 60 because I think about it, because most of the soaping stuff is my front. So I have to shield it.
Yes. Yeah. That's how you collect the soap in the dick and pubes area. You get it all soapy there, and then that's your soap for the shower. You got to get it soapy. It'll rinse right off if you don't.
But when I enter, enter forward. When I'm getting wet, the first thing I do is face first.
You know what? And you know what I forgot to announce when we were discussing showers is I take the RLB in there, the automatic RLB, and
warm water.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I put a little toothpaste on there, and I put it on the top of the shower door, and then I get in the shower, and then once I'm done with everything, I'm fully clean. Because I feel that I brush longer if I'm in the shower, because I'm kind of like standing and I'm letting all the spittle is just pouring down my face and body the whole time while I just brush. Use the mechanical RLB in the shower.
You have toothpaste running against your balls.
I do, but I rinse that off.
Okay.
I will say this. We discussed how I don't really wash my hair very often. Nearly every time I get out of the shower, Ed, I look at myself in the mirror or start drying off, and a big old jizz load of conditioner is in my ear. And it's like, I don't even put that shit. I get it. I put it on my hair. How's it getting in my ear? I don't know, but there's gobs of it. My ears get gobbed up with conditioner nearly every time I take a shower. And then I got I'm lubing up my ear in case anybody wants to fuck my ear hole, which it will happen eventually. Okay, let's continue with David Bray.
You don't get into a fucking bed all dirty and sweaty.
I agree.
Just don't. That's an animal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
You take 2 showers a day. That's fine.
Yeah.
The gym, whatever.
Yeah.
It's probably very common. So what kind of animal gets in the shower with their back? Mainly,
it's fine.
you just washing your back and your ass crack?
Yes.
You get in there. I let the shower go for a few minutes, get nice and hot.
Yep.
And that's how I wake up. And, not wake up, but,
wake up. He's talking about night showers.
Welcome to the shower. Boom. Sprout.
Yeah,
Splash in the
exactly.
face.
Well, he's saying maybe 2 a day.
You know, get that lather.
Yeah, I'm on board
Soap
with that.
up. You know, nice thick one
Yeah, get a thick
up under
lather.
the gooch.
Yeah,
Your
and the
dong
gooch.
and balls and under your arms.
Yep.
And
I do all
that
that.
can't be done from behind. I guess it could. It would be a different degree of difficulty. So
No,
I
that's
don't
the
know
way to
whether
do it.
this is
Ed just explained it. He shields from the water.
Insulting insults are being thrown at Ed. That's how most people shower. Not like you don't get in there and just spend 80% getting your back showered and your ass cracked.
Oh, I do.
And you know,
A shield.
doing your hair.
A shield.
Got long hair.
Okay.
Too.
We get it,
But
David. Yeah. Next
come
point.
on, man, you got to get it together.
Get it together,
You know, you gotta.
Ed.
You got some work to do.
That's right.
In the front, buddy.
In the front.
All right.
Okay, fair.
All right, guys. I miss you. I'll be in touch.
Love you, buddy.
Love you, David.
Promise.
This David Bray, Ed, he's 6'8", and as he's allowed on the show before, got a big ass penis, as you can imagine. A
Huge.
6'8"
I mean,
man. Yeah. Tall, giant
the
man.
blood. The blood that you
The
need.
blood flow. Yeah. He's got that giant penis. And it's like, how is this man taking a shower? Like he is like, it can't be that easy for him. Like I talk about how this shower right here behind me.
It must take like 10 minutes to wash that dick.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. He's really, and you can't be facing the water. Think of how much soap he'd go through. It takes a lot of soap to wash that big old dick and probably some big balls.
Probably
as well. It's got a big,
He probably
healthy set of
shops at
balls.
Costco because he needs in
He's got
bulk.
to. He's got to. Yeah.
So
Well,
much
you know,
soap to wash that dick.
with all the Mormonism in Salt Lake City, everything's bulk. Like the regular grocery stores got bulk. They got that big old bucket. Oh, Ed.
It's probably
Big
next to the big bucket of magic underwear.
Yeah, they got that. And Temple Garments. Yeah, they got the.
Yeah.
They definitely got the Temple Garments at the. I think you have to go to the temple to get those. They got that big bucket of ice cream. Ed, when I was in San Francisco, there was a liquor store across from like the place I stayed.
Mhm.
Like when I get home tonight to my Airbnb, I'm gonna go over to that liquor store and I'm gonna get myself an It's It. You know what an It's It is, Ed?
No.
It's an iconic San Francisco ice cream sandwich. It's two oatmeal cookies with ice cream. You could do vanilla. Yeah, they have flavors. You could do vanilla. You can do mint. I think there's a mocha one. There's probably chocolate. Like names, strawberry. I bet you there's strawberry. I would fuck up a strawberry one right now. Yeah, they take two oatmeal cookies. Oatmeal cookies. Yeah, that's the difference. The big difference between a chip witch and a It's It. And they squeeze a big old scoop of ice cream in between, and then they dip that bitch in chocolate. And that shit is frozen. Delicious.
I like oatmeal cookies, but they're polarizing. A lot of people hate them.
They are. Yeah, I agree. And you know what? I don't think these It's have raisins in them, which I think is the polarizing thing, but it works because it's in a mixture. It's not just the cookie, right? You're having the oatmeal cookie with the ice cream with the chocolate. You know,
that's actually the only vehicle that I would consume raisins. I don't like raisins.
No,
but I'm fine with it in an oatmeal cookie. I don't know why.
Sweetens it up. Yeah, I don't mind it either. I'm with you I'm with you there as well. My buddy Spence's mom, Spence, who we've talked about on the show, one time got caught jerking off by turning the blinds the wrong direction.
Lance and Spence were playing come on a cookie in the cooking room.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Spence's mom, she'll make those oatmeal butterscotch cookies, Ed, and it's like they should just be called oatmeal butter crack cookies because I eat
That's night termite. You can't. Yeah. It's over.
Give me all of them. Give me all the cookies. Okay. Here's another one.
Ryne, Ed.
Oh, this is
Steve. July was a rough month for Dust, man. Topped off by Ozzy Osbourne, which, as you said, nobody was really shocked. I'm just glad he went out on his own terms and went out like a man. That was totally badass.
Great send-off.
What, he put a rifle in his mouth? Like
I got to say, all this is already starting out pretty rough with Lonnie Anderson passing today. That was
big set of titties. Damn, man. Big old titties.
She meant a lot to me in my childhood growing up, if you know what I mean. And then I got to say,
jerk off
happy birthday to my boy Matthew Richards.
That's insanely weird to jerk off to. Lonnie Anderson. Like I would say,
You had Bailey quarters right there.
Yeah, you'd be, but also just like jerking off to WKRP. My buddy of mine one time he's like, I met Paula Abdul. And I'm like, oh, really? And he goes, it was so weird when I shook her hand because all I could think about is how I used to jerk off to her videos. And I was like, oh, you sick fuck.
I think I've told you this story.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers was at a like Upper East Side or Upper West Side Christmas party, and Tina Louise was there. And he goes up to her and he's like, man, if you had to, and she goes, I get it. I the amount of guys that have said like they used to masturbate to me, like I get it. You don't have to tell me. But like he was like,
old set. Yeah.
He was trying to like carefully say it, and she's like, I know you're gonna say that you fantasize about me when you were kids. I get it.
Yes. You remember the British age 6 girl turned pop, briefly a pop star, Samantha Fox. Ed? Yes. So this
2 X's, right?
Yeah, 2 X. I think so. Yeah. So she was one of these, big breasted, like she got really famous because she just had huge cans back in the day. And I remember she did like her page 6 pictures came out in like Playboy or something. And it was like a fucking huge scandal. But also for some reason, Lemmy from Motorhead was in the pictures with her. Like she was posing with Lemmy. And that was like my first introduction to Lemmy. And when you're 12 years old, it gets a little jarring. He's got moles. He's got the facial hair. I love Lemmy, but I didn't know him at the time.
I don't want to know him in that context.
No, I don't want to see him with some big old titties. That's like, upsetting.
I hope he was having sex, but I didn't want to know about it.
Exactly. 100%.
Best emailer the podcast has got.
Oh, Matthew Richards, happy birthday.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm prone to look up Google images all during the podcast, but I Googled serial butt sniffer arrested.
Yeah.
And when this picture came up, I about stood up my beer. Your assessment of Greedo Casella and Fishburne, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Totally nailed it.
Charlie Villanueva.
And then my last caller says some harsh about the new format.
Oh, Patreon.
I gotta say, man, it was pretty rough there at first.
But I fixed it.
But I downloaded the app.
Yeah, see? You can
and
do
it's so much better on the app, man. I'm hardly having any problems at all.
Dude,
like
Steve,
any.
Good dude.
The only beef I got now is you're doing our boy Brad New York. Doing him wrong, man. Because all the songs that you play, I don't know why, man, but the music sounds like it's underwater.
Yeah.
Like none of the songs sound good anymore. It's all distorted and just
I agree.
like a bad phone call or something.
I know.
And that's every song, not just every once in a while. It's been like that for a while. Maybe check into that. I know you're so technical. You know exactly how to do that stuff.
I don't.
Anyway, man, y'all have a good one. Later.
Thank you.
I think, Steve, I appreciate your constructive criticism. Yeah. And not being an asshole about it. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah. It does on the video because the Patreon feed is a video file. Okay. It's a video. So you can watch us on Patreon. Okay. You can also listen. But for whatever reason on the video file, because the songs are on the same channel that the microphones are on, the songs are like they're like pushed down. They're second to the microphone.
That's what I hear because it sounds pretty choppy. It doesn't.
Yes, it's the same. Yeah, it's
as Steve already knows. This week's show, the music sounds pretty choppy again.
It does. It will. So if you listen on just the regular podcast feed, and look, I could go in and I could lay the better audio over the video feed, but come on, guys.
Come on.
Fucking 9 to 5, I'm doing 2 podcasts over here, I'm a single dad out here in the world. I'm going to dead shows in San Francisco.
I got a broken toe. I can't, there's nothing I can do.
His toe's fucked up. He's riding his bike, like we're doing the best we can here. So yes, if you're listening on Patreon, the songs sound kind of like bullshit. And I'm not going to fix that. I'm just not, what they sound like. It's okay. They
breaking news. Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm not changing that. But I appreciate you
No,
letting
it was a well
yes.
crafted call because he wasn't being a dick about it, but he was pointing out.
Stephen H. Town, good dude, buddy of ours. We love him.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's it for the regular show, by the way. Anybody that's a Patreon fan, continue listening. If this is where you call it a day, we appreciate you too. We love you too. We will see you next week. Patreon fans, continue listening for the Not Sports Report.
It's time for Not Sports segment on the podcast. Not sports. I'm talking about the segment now. Not sports segment.
Okay, Ed. I just, this is on me. This is on me. I don't like to get political here, but a lot of times I don't know what's going on in the world. And so while the beautiful Eli Braden's Not Sports Report was playing, I just happened to open my phone.
Uh-oh. And
I see that the president, Donald Trump, is tweeting about Sydney Sweeney. Now, I don't know. She's selling jeans, okay? And all I know is that there's something controversial about her selling jeans. I don't know anything else. Also, I know that she's one of those she's a modern version of somebody that's famous for having big breasts. I'm going to say she has breast implants, which again, if that's what you want, you can have that. I don't know. It's not my business. Okay. She's a little young for me. I like an age appropriate woman. So she's a little young for me, but tell me, Ed, what's going on with the jeans?
But
they might be big naturals. They could be.
So this is funny because I don't know. My niece stayed with us this weekend.
Your niece from Northwestern, the political reporter. She's breaking stories.
She's writing for Politico.
Unbelievable.
This morning,
yeah,
on my couch, she was writing a story about this because it's breaking news. Yeah. She had to write about the post, which he originally misspelled Sydney Sweeney and misspelled some other words, and then he deleted the post and I had to do it again. But
he's also putting weird things in quotes. It says it's for American Eagle and the Eagle, and the jeans are, quote, flying off the shelves, end quotes. Well, that's not a quote.
This is one thing. Yeah. It originally said flying of the shelf. And then
it does say that. It does say that flying. I fixed it for him by accident. Flying off the shelves. Yeah.
Yes. So it's just funny because this was discussed, but yeah, she's an awesome reporter, and of course she is.
That's great.
She's a legend.
Yeah, she's a legend.
What my understanding is, how people freak out over it's outrage to the outrage. Yeah. I have a feeling I have not seen any like real freakouts, but I think what happened is one person tweeted or posted something on Instagram or whatever. Hey, this blonde white chick is saying I have good genes for American Eagle, and they're like, that's not a good look, like Aryan looking. And then all I've seen is the right media, Fox News, Newsmax, being like, oh, now we can't celebrate beautiful women and jeans and stuff. But I don't think
this is the war on Christmas. This is the war on Christmas. There's no war. There's never been a war on Christmas.
I think that's what's going on. I think there's
fair.
The cries of cancel culture because people it's one person's like, yeah, that's not a good look for a blonde white person to say I have good genes. And what is this saying for people of color? I think that's what it is. I'm not. That's not. I have no idea what the article my brilliant niece was talking about. That's my take.
Yeah, I like it.
But it's funny because she was like, oh, I have to write about this Truth Social post. Like the first thing this morning, it was like 7:30 this morning or whatever, and I'm talking to her on my couch, and she's writing about it. So. Anyway, that's that. But I think that's what it is. I think it's a war on Christmas thing where somebody posted that it wasn't great, and now the right wing media is jumping on it because Sydney Sweeney's a registered Republican. So everybody's like, hey, now this is our team. We got to defend and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
fair.
woke is bad or, whatever. I think
it's manufactured. It's a manufactured controversy.
It's pearl clutching.
Yeah,
It's,
seems,
like,
it is.
whatever.
Don't be
it's
a
fine.
bitch.
Everybody's fine.
Okay. Fair. Thank you for explaining that to me.
Well, I have some disgusting news.
Tell me.
76-year-old great granny goes viral for being 12 weeks pregnant on TikTok. What are we doing, science?
What are we doing,
science? Here? Like,
what are we doing?
Frankenstein's a horror movie.
Yeah.
We're not like there's a limit on what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. Remember Tony Randall?
Oh yeah, he was 78, I believe.
Yeah. He was in his late 70s. He knocked up a lady. Anthony Quinn, Zorba the Greek. He impregnated somebody at like 80 years old. Well,
he was Zorba the not rolling around on the floor with his kids.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead. The kid's like 13 now. Like this.
Where's Dad?
Al Pacino is doing it. Bobby D, I think, but also had these guys are 80 years old.
Dying of old age before middle school.
Yeah.
Then you shouldn't be doing it. 76-year-old mom. We're talking if this woman is like in the elite percentage, she's going to make it to college, to this kid's college age.
Maybe.
But I'm saying if she's in the the upper 1%. 76. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Disgusting.
Look, Ed, he got his balls snipped by Dr. Wiener. We know.
Mm-hmm.
I also have been gelded.
Urologist to the stars.
Yeah, and now Ed is a married man, so he's free to rock and fire with his beautiful wife Michelle anytime he wants. And me, this is a selling point for me as a single man.
Will not cause harm to the uterus.
Possibly entering into sexual relationship with somebody, I can be like, hey, listen, by the way,
good to
if
go.
we get to this point, it's impossible for me to impregnate you. Yeah. It can't happen. We are free to fucking rock and fire. And guys, I can't recommend it enough. Go out and get your fucking balls cut. I believe our dear friend Telly Two Putt might be vasectomized. Did he tell us that at one point? Because he wants no kids. He's a man child. He still has sex with college girls. So 50 years old, this guy. He's 50 years old. He's drinking Peacharitas out on the course, getting Jay Norvell fired and having sex with college bartenders.
League night gets frisky at the end.
League night's got to be going strong right now. It's the middle of summer.
Great grandmas should not be having kids.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. And the doctor should lose his license, his or her license. Whoever okayed this move.
Put this man in prison. I agree. What else?
Pam Anderson says Sylvester Stallone once offered to buy her a condo and a Porsche if she dated him. He denies it, and she calls him a liar. She's like, why would I make up that story?
And why would she wait?
Is there anyone on earth
30 years later?
Right.
Yeah.
Is there anyone on earth who thinks she's making that up?
Of course not. No, 100% she's telling the truth.
Pam.
I got an offer for you. You can't refuse over here.
I don't know if I can steer a boat with my hog, but might be able to, treat you like a frozen side of beef in a warehouse.
I'm of two minds here, Ed, because look, sure, it's a little disgusting on Sly's part. I would fucking take anybody up on this offer in 2 fucking seconds.
If someone would be kind enough for a condo and a Porsche.
Yeah. Remember Joan?
The team.
Yeah, remember Joan on Mad Men? All she had to do was fuck the CEO of Jaguar.
She became a partner.
They made her a partner. That's a fucking $1 million deal. In 1960s money, they made her a fucking partner in the firm.
Even though she was famous and rich. A fucking condo and a Porsche.
Yes. Mm-hmm. You think of how much that condo would have appreciated right now.
He's in good shape. Like, whenever this proposition happened,
Yeah.
this was a dude in good shape who was willing to sex you and give you $1 million.
Yeah, and this is and look, talk to Tom Cruise. He does these kind of deals all the time. Like that's the start of the negotiation, right? You go, oh, you're starting at a condo and a Porsche. You upgrade that. You go, well, that's not rich enough for a deal for me. I need you to fund my 401k, whatever. Like I need a little more. I need you to sweeten the pot a little bit here, Sly. We're gonna do this for what, 3 years? This is a 3-year deal. I want a house. I don't want attached walls. I want gated community. You know, like she lives in Malibu. Like that's where she wants to live. Like get her a house. Sly, like that's some good puss. That's a solid piece of puss. That's house-worthy puss. That's not attached walls puss. Liam Neeson's getting it now. You know that, right?
I saw The Naked Gun this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
And
I heard it was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. And because I knew they were dating, I was like all happy for him. Because she's still pretty.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
great.
like this dude's a widower.
Yeah.
He's got a huge dick.
And that she likes that. We know she likes that.
Yeah.
He's got a big ass dick. Yeah.
Right. She has a type, and he is that type. Yeah. So I was just kind of like happy when I saw them together. I was like, yeah, he's really hitting this in real life.
Yes. What was the Ricky Gervais show where he did with the guy from
Life's
Willow?
Too Short. One of the funniest scenes ever.
And
I have full-blown AIDS. And they're like, hey,
yes.
And maybe
Liam Neeson.
AIDS isn't like a great, just anyone who hasn't seen this.
It's so funny.
Liam Neeson, Life's Too Short, and it's like the funniest 3-4 minutes you'll ever see.
One of the funniest shows. It's like because what's the Life's Too Short?
Warwick
Davis, he's basically playing Ricky Gervais. Like he's doing a Ricky Gervais character, but he's playing himself. He's a narcissist.
I'd like to do some improv, and then improvisation. He said,
yeah,
but and then they're like,
Johnny Depp, the great Johnny Depp does one too. It's fucking such a good show.
And they're doing improv, and he's like, you're a hypochondriac visiting the doctor, and so he's like, knock, knock. And then Ricky Gervais goes, oh, not you again. He goes, why would you say that? I've never been here before. He's like, well, this is improv.
It is a very, very fun. The whole show is so hilarious. Good. Yeah, very good. What else?
Listen, I'm fairly confident everyone on record knows I wouldn't side with Josh Hawley. He was like a January 6th dude. But GOP Senator Josh Hawley proposed a congressional stock trading ban, and politicians on both sides lost their fucking minds. Like just spoke and pontificated on the evils of this and that. And it's like, there's one person, and a few like random Democrats, but like Josh Hawley was like, this is not good.
Yeah. You're a public servant. Right. You're there. Your job is to serve the public, not to get rich.
Get inside info.
Yeah, via inside. They're not saying you can't invest. Of course you can invest. You just have to put. It used to be normal for the president to do this. Put your money in blind trust, and some rich motherfucker will make you rich with that money. 100%. Like they know where to put the money. You're gonna do fine. But
the amount of like info that we're like, oh, this person traded 10,000 shares of this the morning before a vote, or it just, the stories are endless, and it's disgusting, and it's a big part of why nobody trusts anyone. It's like blind trust. Just like stop running up the score on the American public.
Serve the public. Eliminate political action committees. Eliminate dark money, and you'd
be surprised to know, even though he's a Republican, the president was not a fan of Josh Hawley speaking out about this.
Of course not.
He was not a fan.
That's all you need to know about somebody. You're there to serve the public,
right?
Serve the fucking public.
Do you care about the public, or do you want to just get rich on the public?
Exactly.
So I applaud him for this particular stance.
I agree.
Finally,
tell me,
We got a huge nerd alert. Neil McDonough, Hollywood actor, blonde, has like, blue eyes.
Was he in The Rock? He's one of those guys that he's always playing like a military dude or a cop. Yeah.
He says Hollywood kicked him out for refusing to kiss because he's married. And
I mean, you
have a job.
Like this guy's born in 1966, Ed. Neil McDonough.
I mean, it is ironic that he won't kiss because he does have bedroom eyes.
This guy's always playing like the gunnery sergeant, like who's he gonna kiss? Like, he's in
apparently
Band of
I didn't watch the show because I watched like 10 minutes of the first episode and they kept talking about land. And I was like, I live in an apartment building. I don't give a shit about land. But Yellowstone, he was on there. So I don't know.
Best show ever made.
But he's so, and I guess he must be leaning really far into the cowboy thing because as a Knicks ticket holder, they'll give you offers that are happening in the Garden. And they're like, we have PBR at Madison Square Garden. And so I said to my buddy, or my buddy said to me, he's like, let's go watch bull riding, like see what it's all about. He made an appearance and like spoke to everybody and was promoting some bullshit movie that nobody cared about. But like he was there.
You went to this? Yeah.
I went to it and I was like, at least I'll see somebody get fucked up. And like nobody gets fucked up. They're all too good at it. And the whole floor of MSG, it's filled with dirt and everything.
Yeah.
And the Bulls and the Cowboys like stay kind of within the foul line on one area.
Oh yeah.
Like they don't use the
together.
Whole. Nobody got gored. Nobody got.
They don't do the whole ring.
Well, because they open the thing and the Bulls like, hey, get the binding off my balls. I just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then they bounce around for 8 seconds. They blow a whistle or whatever, and then they all leave. But nothing happens on 90% of the dirt patch.
Well, don't they do other shit? Don't they do Bronco busting?
Yeah, I was thinking there'd be more. It was just
barrel racing.
Bulls, and they had like scores, and I had no idea what was going on because I thought 8 seconds was like, nobody can do 8 seconds, and like
they all do it.
They all do 8 seconds. Like it's rare.
So it's judged.
But nobody got hit once. There was some score that nobody understood what was happening, and like after the third race, we started looking at each other. And we're like, and like we brought a bunch of like there were probably like 10 people that went to this because they're like, hey, it'll be fun. Yeah. And like by the third race, everybody's like,
let's go. Let's go to a bar.
This is fucking terrible.
Yeah, we're out of here. Yeah.
Like
so it's judged.
I respect it. It's hard to run.
Judged.
Yeah,
Who wants judged shit?
Yeah,
I would need a winner and loser. Yeah.
They would get to 8 seconds, and then it wasn't like, let's see if I can do 15. 8 seconds, they'd be like, and then they just jump off, even if they were still going. Like, why not see if a guy could? Yeah.
Oh my God.
It wasn't like, hey, could this guy do 30 seconds on a bull? It was if it was 8 seconds. All right, I'm jumping off.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
But anyway, Neil McDonough was there, and if I had known this about kissing, I would have harassed him. I would have yelled at him for not kissing because he's an actor. And one thing you do when you're an actor is you act like you're into the scene.
Right. Yeah. You pretend to like to kiss somebody. This Neil McDonough's got a pretty hot wife, dude. She's I
mean, I get it, but she's not gonna leave him.
Wow. She's like, is she French? Rouve McDonough. She's
also much taller than him.
She is a large. Look, there could be some pegging happening here. She's Amazonian, which I am into. Like, I ain't got any problem with this chick right here.
And I get why he's wearing the cowboy hat because now it seems the blonde hair is no longer.
Oh yeah, there's a
screenshot from Yellowstone, and he's like 6 inches taller than this woman. So either his South African wife is 6'7", or the woman in this Yellowstone scene is 4'9".
4'8". Yeah. Yeah, this guy's done pretty well for himself. I think like she wouldn't mind him going to work and getting a couple dollars, you know, for being in Yellowstone if he's got to do a little smoochy on somebody. Because
it's not like he's shooting porn. You're just kissing someone, and there's 70 people in the room with you. Like nothing's gonna happen, Neil.
Yeah.
Fucking
This Neil likes a thicker piece. Okay, is that the last story? Are we done?
That's it.
Sorry,
We're done.
I'm perving on this guy's wife. Okay. Hold on. I got to get to the right. See, I got to organize those. See, this is another thing. Like, I can't line up the thing because I got to play the music.
By the way,
and the music's on different.
Clicking on this link and the pop-up ad, Reba McEntire's and like some pop-up ad. Are we seeing like 100% more Reba than we did 25 years ago?
I feel like we signed up to just get all Reba all the time.
Reba.
Yeah, it's so much Reba.
Yeah.
And, like, they give her shows. It's like, who is like, because I made
like, I need more Reba in my life.
More Reba. I made this.
She might be a lovely woman, but it's just
sure.
She's like she's like my parents' age, and she's so famous right now.
I believe she's a rodeo. She got her start like riding in the rodeo in Oklahoma. I could be wrong about that.
You know who wouldn't kiss her? Neil McDonough.
No. For Ed Daly, my name is Brian Beckner. This has been episode number 358 of the Baller Lifestyle Podcast, and we hope we will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Much rather talk about dicks a lot. Shit's so hot. Man, you know the shit's on top. Top podcast, man. It really hits the spot.